How's it going? My name is Nate Shade and welcome to my little shitty corner of the internet, and a happy new year to you. And being that it is the new year, I want to come out here and all my goals I want to get done in 2024. Kind of my progress on those and where I made it, and kind of go over my 2025 goals and where I see myself getting at the end of this year. This is a little bit of a different pace of my style, but with that being said, guys, I want you guys to actually go ahead and comment down below what your favorite part of 2024 was. And then follow that up with 3 resolutions of yours that you're willing to share with me and everyone else out there that you're excited to kind of take on this 2025. You're going to see here, I have all my 2024 goals just put right here on the front page. A lot of people say they put their 2025 goals there, but this is my first journal really, so I probably would put my 2026 goals on the front page of the next journal. That first goal, I really wanted to hit 175 pounds, mostly dealing with football. I'm a very undersized DB. I've talked about it a lot on the YouTube channel, but I want to bulk, and I got up to 155, and I was doing really good, and then a lot of, personal things happened. That's kind of when I started vlogging. So it's really only been the last 6 months now. Praying, I want to pray daily. That's again something that I did I don't want to say consistent for a while, because I wasn't doing it daily by any means, but I was praying at least a handful of times a week. I don't want to say bi-daily or at least weekly, but I was praying at least probably 3 or 4 times a week. And the next thing on that list was read 4 books. Now I know on here I had read 4 books, and I had somewhere else like read 3 books, but to get it out the way, I started 2 and I didn't finish either of them. And then of course there was working out there daily. I was actually able to work out, or not daily, but stick out to my workout regimen, which was 5 days a week. Then I cut it back down to 4 days a week. But I was able to stick to that up until about 4 months ago. And so I just, again, recently started getting back in the gym there as I'm starting to pick up the vlogs again. Now this goal right here, save $1,000. I really didn't think I was going to be able to do it with everything going on. But I did. I actually saved more than $1,000. I saved about $3,000 there through the year, as well as paying off a lot of debt and a lot of loans there. Here's a lot of hobbies I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn how to play chess. I got decent at it. I think I'm around an 1800. So I think that's about amateur level. To learn guitar, I learned a few chords on guitar, but I can't play a song yet, so that's a big goal. I don't think I wrote it down for 2025 to learn to play a song, but that's just because I'm focused on a lot of other direct things, and guitar is just kind of one of those like side quests. If I figure it out, I figure it out. Piano, again, I put piano on here because I've always been really interested in piano, and drums is also on here. I didn't learn either of them. Piano is probably the furthest I got with any of those 3. Just because I learned how to play a chord all by myself, did it, just kind of sitting there playing with it. And then this final one was to learn to box, rather actually get into MMA. So I want to get into boxing, and then I've wrestled since I was 2, so I really either want to get into wrestling or take my chances and experiment with Muay Thai. And that's something I'm really interested in, but I've kind of dialed it back, so you're going to see here, we'll go through the 2025 goals now. So I watched a lot of videos right coming up to the new year about how to set your goals for the year, how to accomplish, and how to smack them out the ballpark. And so one of the things was you want to have different sections. So I have 3 categories of goals, 3 categories of my life I really want to focus on. But if you really break it down, you could actually break it into maybe 4 or 5 categories. And another common method I found actually while just doing some research, I believe I heard this one on a podcast I was watching, is you have essentially 5 primary goals. So you have your main goal. That's basically the goal that you want to accomplish. That way you can look back on the year 2025 and say, oh yeah, I remember that year, I did this that year. And then you want 4 seasonal goals. These don't necessarily need to be goals that you accomplish, summer, winter, fall, spring. These are just really just 4 minor goals, 4 achievement goals, 4 they could be seasonal goals like I said there originally, but for me, I'm focusing more on those quarter goals, as I actually call them. So just jumping into this, my first category here is finances, and so that's actually where both of my main goals reside, is in the finances category. The first one is to pay off all debt, and the second one is to save 10K. So opposed to that 1K that I did last time, I'm going to bump it up a little bit. And you're going to see why, because I have some plans in that third category that might make it a little more clear why we're going for such a high milestone. And actually, my first goal in health and fitness is one of my quarterly goals, which is to get up to 200 pounds. And now I know what you might be saying. Last year, the goal was to get 175, and we didn't do that. Actually, we're about where we were at the start. why are we aiming so high now? And the truth is, because if I put on 5 pounds a month, which is extremely doable, I will easily hit 200 pounds. Actually, I'll be above 200 pounds. I mean, and when you look back on it, that beginning of the year, we did amazing. We went from about 130 to 133 and got up after that first month to about 145. We got up to 150, and then probably after month 3 or month 4, we got up to 155, and we just kept going until obviously everything happened. This second goal in health and fitness is hit the gym 3 times a week. Third one is to place in a wrestling tournament. So that kind of goes, like I was saying earlier, with the Muay Thai and the wrestling. I really want to give wrestling another go this year, especially probably going to attend the Malwas Open tournament. It's for the adults. Now, they do have a youth tournament as well for high schools, but they have the adult one running at the same time. I remember my wrestling coach, probably shouldn't talk about him, but he wrestled in the Malwas adult tournament. So I'm just looking to go and place top 3 there. If I could win it, that'd be awesome. Going into that fourth goal in health and fitness is to begin training 2 times a week for wrestling, boxing, calisthenics, really anything like that. But it's primarily wrestling and boxing. So it's probably going to be wrestling for a while. I'll be training wrestling twice a week. I know there's a few gyms around that have boxing gyms and boxing classes, and how a couple of my buddies go to a boxing class at the one. So, I mean, I might always just join them and see how that goes. The final goal in health and fitness is to quit vaping. Now, I know what you guys are saying. If you've been around with me since the very beginning, I'm talking from the original channel, you know I've always been a Balin Levine kid. Frick vape, frick that, get it out of here, we don't want none of that. But when I went into sales, I was seeing this girl, and she was vaping, and all the guys at I did sales with were vaping, and they were also using Zyns. So I kind of just joined the bandwagon. Awful idea. I wish I never did it looking back. But now I'm planning on quitting vaping this year. I've been doing it 6 months, so not even a year in, guys. And look, I'm already ready to quit. It's not worth it. Don't ruin your life for it, I promise. In this third and final category that I was telling you guys about earlier, is free time. And you guys might be wondering, maybe you're confused, maybe you understand how free time could make that, a 4 or 5 category goal list. But I mean, there's so much that goes into it. Just like this first goal here, which is to post 30 videos on YouTube. And now my second quarterly goal is to start in the GFA. For those of you that don't know, I play amateur football in a league called the GFA, the Great Eastern Football Association. We won the championship last year. I'm heading into my 3rd year. I haven't started yet. I got to play in the championship last year. Made a pretty big play, I guess, late in the 4th for a broken up pass. But this year, I'm looking to start. And I know my defensive coordinator came to me after the game. I even talked about that there in the first vlog, about how he talked to me about wanting me to step up and possibly going to be a starter next year. The issue with that, with everything going on, as you guys I'm sure are aware, it's been hard to make that commitment to the team. It's an amateur league. I don't get paid, so I'm obviously still working full time, still committing, a lot of my free time to YouTube. So schedule conflicts happen a lot of the time as well with that. Now, that being said, I completely understand if I'm not starting week 1, but my goal this year is to be starting, whether it's to start week 1, start week 7, if it's to start come playoffs, or if I don't start until the championship game. I do want to start in that league this year. This next goal in my free time is to work on music for 1 hour a day, 4 times a week. So it could be, 4 hours in one day. It could be 2 hours and 2 hours, but just 4 hours total. But I want to kind of break it up 1 hour a day for 4 times a week. Really just holding myself accountable, getting used to actually having to write music and getting into that flow state of it. Fourth and final quarterly goal, and this is what I was talking about earlier with my main goal of saving 10K, is to do 5 roofing jobs on the side. So I want to get 5 jobs done, fall, spring, summer, sometime in the nice weather this year. Get 5 of them done. It should be relatively easy. I don't see it being that hard realistically. And these are my final 2 goals. This first one, kind of just rallying off the goals from last year, is just to read 7 books. There's 12 months in a year. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to read 1 book a month, let alone 1 book every 2 months. And this final goal is to train surf. I could argue with myself all day on if I want to train surfing to be a quarter goal, a main goal, or just a plain goal. I feel paying off your debt and saving up 10K is a much more livelihood, achievement, you know? Like, oh yeah, 2025 is the year I paid off all my debt and saved my first 10 bands. Or, yeah, 2025 was the year I train surfed. I mean, I paid off all my debt and saved 10K too, but I train surfed. That's the main thing, you know? Like, that's... It obviously sounds better the one way. So guys, with that being said, that's all we got for today. I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you did enjoy the video, smash that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, as I will be coming back here quite often. And don't forget, comment down below your favorite part of 2024 and 3 of your New Year's resolutions that you're excited about going into 2025. You guys have a good day. Stay blessed.